Welcome back to the True Metal Radio Show. We're here with Grego and Chad, just hanging out,
all right.
talking about Mark Rizzo. What a just a
Good
phenomenal,
song.
good musician.
It.
Yeah,
It's weird. It's a metal instrumental.
Yes,
it's not changes and all this, but it's just straight up good fun.
I like instrumentals. I really do.
I love them.
Yeah, fuck vocalists.
I don't even know why we have them,
vocalists.
especially in metal.
These motherfuckers.
Can't understand them anymore.
Yeah. Who the fuck? What the fuck did you say?
There it is. All right.
There's something I've wanted to do for a long time. We've talked about it a few times, and we talk about it, just as conjecture.
I like that.
Yeah.
There it is.
We talk about if we had a list of what we consider to be true metal, and we're not the gatekeepers.
No.
Who the fuck are we? We're not the gatekeepers. But wherever you are in your life, you are your personal gatekeeper of the metal that you want to listen to, if that's what you're into. And if you're watching the show and you're not, then sorry. So what is our list of the ultimate, the best, the big book of true metal for us? What is the big book of true metal, that list? So why don't we compile a list of the songs that we think are the songs that would be your desert island songs for heavy metal, that if you were stranded on an island, these are the songs that would get you through the day. And the longer this list gets, I say we limit it at 666 songs. Just a random number.
Just a random number. It's a good number. It's just out of the air, right?
Out of the air, yeah.
Out of the air.
And then, we'll make a list. And then, I don't know if we can do this. I've never looked into it, but we could, I'm told that we do actually have an account with Spotify. So if we want to make a Spotify list with these songs on it, we can just make a Spotify list of it, and it'll be our big book of true metal.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I like the whole idea when we started thinking about this and throwing it out there. It gives, when we thought we'd have more than fan out there in
singular,
or the ones that write to us that have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, or like Kevin Tex 78 who says Chad is hot.
Yeah, that's great. I think the whole thing about the big book of true metal, I think that I really like about it is that when we started off with this, and what we're going to do here tonight is that as we build off of it, this isn't supposed to be like we're just going to put songs on here. When we're talking about it, we want to sit there and go, God damn, remember that song? This one right here is so epic, and there's a story to that song. I want to hear a story. Why? Why is that song there? It was good. Well, no shit, it was good. Obviously, you wouldn't bring it up. What's the story behind that song? And I think when we have these first 30-some-odd songs on here that we actually have on here, it came from the granddaddies, right? We just wanted to start it off to get the bass started, and then it's going to go take, you got new metal, you got metal of the 2020s, you got metal from the 20-teens, you got metal in the 80s, you got Just so you know, the list that we have on here right now is just starting us off because these guys...
It's a foundation.
It's the founders, baby.
But, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of founders on here, and here's
I
why.
do too.
Here's
a
why.
Lot.
As we democratize the publication of music, as everyone is able to have a band and publish their music to the world with no limitations on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever, we have a lot of competition now. Everyone is competition to everyone else. Everyone's got a band. But back in the day, there were just a few folks, and those few folks are the ones that everyone knows, and they become part of our lives. They became part of our lives every day as they were the soundtrack for our experience. And for that reason, we have a lot of emotional attachment to it. Now it's harder to develop an emotional attachment to a band unless you're buddies with the fucking band or they've just been around for goddamn ever.
No shit. I mean, the only way you're going to hear a song that's going to get popularity enough for someone to even know it's a song out there is by how many times somebody's watched it somewhere.
Exactly.
That's weird.
And that can be manipulated.
And that can even be manipulated. You don't even know if somebody's even heard it, and that's very strange. When you see these songs, when you do get that list at 666, you're going to know these fucking songs were very goddamn important in the shaping of our music.
It's not just popular because Kim Kardashian liked it.
Yeah.
Or a kid listened to it. Right?
And I'm just guessing. I'm just predicting here. We don't know. But I'm predicting that Machine Gun Kelly's not going to be on the list.
No.
I have no
even
idea.
metal. Why was he even on that fucking act? On that bill, because he's not metal, he's hip hop.
Well, it
wasn't
really a metal act. Remember, that was Slipknot slipping on in for 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, and they can also Slipknot can fit in with any kind of
Just
music.
about,
yeah.
And I guarantee a lot of people are like, "Fuck yeah, Slipknot, this is badass."
Yeah.
But then some, like dickhead Bill or whatever,
Dickhead Kelly.
Kelly.
Yes,
It's
that's
like more like Linkin Park type music.
Yeah, but you probably listen to that, and this is probably something that's like going, "Fuck this." What the fuck is that doing on our show at the same time I'm playing? You gotta be fucking kidding.
If he really said this, and it was really...
No, he really said that.
If that's really how he meant it, and that's really what came across, if he wasn't being facetious, because he might have been a joke, he might have been kidding.
No, it didn't come across... No, because there was a retort. Trust me. This wasn't a joke.
He should issue a fucking apology then. He really should.
He's a fucking young punk,
Yeah.
so he's not
then
going
fuck
to.
him. Yeah,
that's
fuck
what
him.
I say. And I hope you said something about us.
You're off our list that nobody knows about, Machine Gun Kelly. You're off the list.
I'm sorry, Machine Gun Kelly, you were never on my list for anything, so...
You already started off on mine. I mean, he
So
wasn't
I'm
going to
gonna give you a-
He wasn't going to make the big book of metal, but
No,
he had my respect to begin with.
Honestly, I don't mean to disrespect to him at all because I don't know anything. I literally do not know a single thing from Machine Gun Kelly.
I think he wears like women's clothing. That's his, act.
What?
he
No,
he looks like a
No, it
boy
isn't.
model.
No, I think he wears like women's. I mean, not like in drag or anything, but he just wears like
I didn't know
feminine
that.
clothing.
No.
Yeah.
I thought he was a hip hop guy.
When I was watching, he's wearing a woman's pink.
He's covered in fucking tattoos. I think he did hip hop.
Well, you
I
can
don't
still
know.
look like that. I mean,
I don't know anything about that. I honestly, for me, from what I've heard and what I've seen, and the only two things I pulled up is this guy sounds like he's either trying to make a name for himself to be a tough guy.
Yeah,
or
we're
he's a
giving
total
him way
douche.
too much fucking
Yeah, come on,
time.
we just gave
All right.
him way more.
Let's have a look at our big book right now. Chad, you've
Let's
been
do.
working on this big book for a while.
Oh no, not that long.
All right, about 30 minutes. And
Yeah, it
we
took
just
me a little bit for tonight.
we belched out some names and we put them up. I mean, these are the obvious ones. These are the easy ones. Feel free. We have a suggestion box. You can let us know.
Please
Or you can hop on Twitch
right
anytime
now,
you want.
Tell us.
Yeah, they're not.
Please
going
do,
to.
guys.
And tell us what you
Hey,
want.
Grego, before you do that,
Oh, yeah,
stop
he is
plopping
wearing-
your fucking phone down on that and causing a spring to sound like
He's
goddamn
wearing
the end of Earth.
He's wearing like
They're
a
pearls.
blouse and pearls. Okay, well there you go.
Okay, well there you go.
Here we go.
All right, get on RuPaul, bitch.
Hey, no, I'm cool with that. You can dress however you want. I don't give
I
a shit.
know, but if you're gonna give somebody shit about them wearing a mask, get your ass
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah, you
and
can't-
You can't go there.
Yeah,
You can't
don't
go there.
pretend to be
Yeah.
super conservative and like you're
I'll
the-
take my
yeah.
heels off right now.
I will smack that mask right off of you, you
God
silly
damn.
old
You
people.
old
That's
you
proof
old
that
people,
it all
you
comes down to-
ageist
Yes.
motherfucker, you.
That's what it comes down to. Okay,
All right,
here's the
we're
big
done.
book.
All
Okay.
right, let's start it off, guys. Right now, let's just go right straight up, man. The very first one I came up with was in 1968 when it was Iron Butterfly, Inagata Devita.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, that's before
candidate.
This is
anything
like-
else
I'm not
came
even,
out.
I'm not even. We're looking at music that is the music that really preceded what would be called metal at this
Yeah,
point.
it is.
clearly
That's what we're
inspired
looking
it.
at. It's 52 years old, man. Almost 53 years old. This song was actually, these guys were so fucked up when they were in the studio and recorded this. Not when they wrote this, when they were in the studio recording this. You know, everyone knows the original name of the song.
Yeah.
In the Garden of
in
Eden.
the Garden of Eden, yes.
And they couldn't fucking say it. He literally could go, "In the Garden of Eden, baby." And what's so cool
I just
about
thought they
it?
were British.
No, dude, they're not British. The one good thing about it is when you hear Slayer do their version of Inagata Devita in Less Than Zero soundtrack, dude, it's fucking epic. And it tells you it's a fucking metal song today. It's a fucking metal song, dude. It's heavy. It's fucking psychotic. It's psychedelic.
yeah, psychedelic is a word.
Dude, it's got that. It's fucking weird. It's crazy, and that's to me. That's the first song I can think of. I can't go before 1968.
Well, I mean, does that butt up against Aqualung? I mean, it's about the same.
Oh,
type,
definitely.
Well,
I mean,
this one has a drum solo in it at least.
Yeah.
The long version does.
hey, Aqualung actually is right here, bro. In 1971, I put it on the list because Aqualung is my favorite fucking.
Now I'm a thick as a brick kind of guy because Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull created a 45-minute long song that was it's to me that's the original prog metal. You know, that's an entire album.
Dude,
back when
Jethro
the albums
Tull,
were on.
We make fun of Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull. I'm just gonna speak it again. When they won the Metal Band of the Year or whatever, when Metallica should have, we all know that. I think
we know it wasn't their fault.
It wasn't their fault. The thing is that they should have won a fucking Grammy back then.
Yes, they should.
They were groundbreaking, dude.
Every year that they've ever come up with an album has been a year they should have won a Grammy.
Just two. I know 2 albums. Automatically, you go, wow, I don't know how the fuck you even compete with this shit. Because when you look at my list, there was only one thing that came out with during Aqualung, and not because we're not doing it by album, obviously, but the 2 songs off Aqualung that really hit me, and we'll add what you guys want to, please. You add it. You add to this list. Everybody gets to add to this list. All the listeners add to the list. And the only other thing that really crept in, and we're going a little bit further, but was Zeppelin. And I know there's a lot of people think that Chad doesn't like Zeppelin. That's the biggest fucking round of horse fucking shit I've ever heard in my life. You
explained to me that you just were overexposed to it.
Overexposed. My problem was
Stairway to Heaven is the most overplayed song
we don't need to
ever.
talk about that. The problem that I have with it is I stated this. I think the best songwriter of all time, when I say songwriter, it's a very different thing than saying best songs necessarily, the most influential and stuff, is Jimmy Page. Because there were so many albums that Led Zeppelin did that were so different. From one, each album was its own little masterpiece.
Every
of its
song,
own
really,
thing.
every song was like that.
Beautiful.
They listened to when punk was becoming popular, and they were still making albums. They're like, you know what, we could do a punk song. If they wanted to play some folk music, you know what, we could do a folk song. And you hear it as Led Zeppelin because it's through that guise of Led Zeppelin, through the lens of Led Zeppelin. So it still sounds like Led Zeppelin. And unless you're listening for it to know that that's their take on punk, that's their take on folk, you wouldn't know it. But then you look at the lyrics and you listen to it and you go, holy shit, that's a fucking punk song, really.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. You hear songs like "Going to California," and then you do something. Then you do something like in 1970, which is what I call the original metal song after In-A-Gadda-Vida, which is the Immigrant Song.
And this is an era when they were covering a lot of Delta blues.
Yeah, they were doing a bunch.
Yeah,
dude, you're right. You're goddamn Dave stealing any kind of thunder I
Sorry.
can have. No, don't, please do, because
Gallows Pole.
Dude, unbeknownst to a lot of other folk that would never know this, nothing about Delta blues, but you're probably the only person I know next to it sounds terrible, and I don't mean to sound bad, next to my mom that knows bluegrass in and out. You're crazy at this stuff.
Yeah, I love bluegrass, yeah.
And of course they're not in here.
Not a huge fan of the people that started bluegrass necessarily. It's not it's not the people that I would normally hang out with, but the music I fucking love.
Yeah, the music, it doesn't matter about all that stuff.
Yeah.
We're not here to judge.
It's like saying I love Scottish border ballads, but I don't know anything about Scotch people or whatever, Scottish folks. So
I put on the list, guys. I want you guys to tell me how crazy I am, because we're going to go through this.
Very crazy.
Yeah, but I love that we're doing this, because this is what I want to do with the Book of Metal. It's just to converse about the music that we listen to and that we're here even talking about.
Well, since you're at the beginning of the 70s, I mean, Iron Man.
Dude, I mean, okay, so you understand, I did not put...
He's going in chronological order,
If you understand, I did not put anything from the first 4 albums of Black Sabbath on here.
Now, Volume 4 is your... By the way, I should mention this because you may not know this, and you may be angry with me. Today, we honored at the beginning of the show the 1990 album, the Megadeth
album.
Yeah,
yes.
Where the fuck is it?
You're getting lost in the news.
Yeah, I am.
I get it.
But this is also the day that I think it's 50 years ago or 49 years ago, maybe something like that. That Volume 4 was released.
Yes, it is 49 years ago, Bo.
Yeah. So
the
only reason we didn't do that as the honor, as the toast at the beginning of the show, was because we did their toast last week also.
Yeah, we already did a toast to them.
I can't do 2 in a row.
I really would love to do something from them one day. One day we gotta have to do something for that. Just because. And so I didn't put Black Sabbath on here till Volume 4 only because the first 3 fucking albums, dude, you could put every fucking song
Every
on
single
here.
song is foundational.
It absolutely is. It's groundbreaking. I mean, it's holy shit. Every album, everything is tuned down. Everything has a different tuning. It was a really dark macabre. It was really back when it was almost, it was really weird.
Yeah, they're tuning funny. Iommi loved weird tunings. And then on top of it, you cut a couple of your fingers off and see how good you fucking play. I mean,
no shit. That's true.
Yeah.
That's
He's missing the tips of a couple of his fingers if you didn't know. And
Unreal.
so
They
so
wear
he has,
off or they
No, they were cut
severed?
off in an accident. And so he ends up sounding he has a unique playing style as a result of it. And then additionally, he tunes funny. He tunes in various tunings.
I think it all had to do with, and I'm being honest here, I'm not trying to make a joke. I really think he did that just by going from ear, thinking he's an E, in his ears dropping lower. That's what I used to do. I naturally tuned down to E flat.
Trying to tune by ear.
By ear.
And you do tune in E flat. And now you did it for so long, and you started to like that sound so much that now if you use a tuner, you tune to E flat.
Like tune E flat.
When you
I'm
go to the
natural.
studio,
It's a fucking ding. It's like, that's fucking weird.
and when you go to the studio, you make sure that it's exactly
It's in E. I want E flat, but just for a side note, for the KFC the Hordes project.
We have a little project that we've been working on for a few years called Killing for Christ.
Yeah, and I'm not even trying to pub this. I'm just trying to say for that, I'm going to D, which is weird because I never played D, and it's not to do the drop D thing. It's because I need to get to a different note thing because the way it's structured it just makes sense. So
Right. Okay.
it makes sense to why he did stuff. I get it now.
Yeah.
And I was such a opponent to all that shit, which is a fucking idiot. Anywho, I put on 1970 Chicago 25 or 6 to 4.
Yeah.
that's a great tune.
It's a great hard rock. I mean, what I'm trying to do is you can't compare today. You can't compare to 1984. You can't compare to 1982. If you can put yourself in like 1970.
Well, it's very divergent from what Chicago ended up.
Well, and it's not metal at all.
It's not
It's
metal,
not, but it's a lot harder than their
progressive.
later music.
Very-
It's so
yeah.
progressive, and I mean, 25 or 6 to 4, and half the stuff they did.
You put distortion in that motherfucker, and it becomes a progressive
I
metal
guarantee,
song.
if we did 25 or 6 to 4, and we did it,
it would be offensive.
I
would be offended.
It would be, and I understand that, but I'm saying if we did it, I guarantee it would. If we did it note for note, we just did it with the way you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I did with the distortion.
We'll do it
did
in
with
such a fashion that it's not an improvement.
right. Exactly. You got it, Toyota.
Well, it's just
So,
sad
but I'm
that a
saying you
great-
did it like this. It would be metal. You could literally go,
Yes.
God damn, that
You
is
put
a
distortion on
structure.
it, it's a metal song.
It's a metal
Exactly,
song.
Grego.
It's structured.
exactly what
It's
Grego
the
was
meat
saying.
and
It's just sad
potatoes.
that they became like Air Supply.
They did.
Yeah.
No, they never did. I mean,
they kinda
just because
did.
Satara's stuff, that's just
Even on
'cause
that same
that's
album-
just a fucking Karate Kid, God damn it.
There's a couple of songs even on that
That's
album that are like
14. I mean, come on. 14
Yeah.
was the culprit. 17. 14 or 17.
I think 17 is the legal song. Yeah.
So, anywho, Uriah Heep. Dude.
Okay, I don't know.
19
I really have never gotten into Uriah Heep. Yeah.
Dude, but very metal. Dude, 1970, this song, fucking, if you listen to Gypsy, if we put it on right now, it's metal. Dude, it's 1970 and it's metal. Of course, we know 1971, we go through Jethro Tull. I mean, Jesus Christ, they're gods.
Yeah.
But then we get, absolutely, we call Led Zeppelin 4, it was 1971, and 4...
Well, no, we can't see that low on the display. And I think you have so many songs that we're gonna go past our time, but
we got time?
yeah.
Oh, here. Well, let me just pull this up right here. Then let's go 1972 real quick. When
We actually get into actual
1972
metal. Okay.
1972 starts really getting into what the
And of course,
fuck.
Volume 4 is on there.
Volume 4 is there.
And we should probably do a fucking shot for Volume 4 or
You
a
know
celebration
what?
to salute to Volume 4 because
dude,
this is the 49th anniversary of Volume 4, Black Sabbath.
Let's do. Hey, I'm gonna do us some Jamie. We'll just do us a little. We're just gonna do us a Uno. All right. We'll do us a Uno. Hey,
Yeah.
I fucking love Deep Purple, guys.
I was gonna say
they're
Deep
one of my
Purple.
favorite bands of all time.
So would you consider them ever live as a band? Would you consider them a jam band?
Absolutely not. Nowadays, yes.
Because there have been some folks that I've had discussions with that look at Deep Purple like a jam band, like kind of like the Grateful Dead, who I love.
I
by the
would
way.
say that nowadays, since Steve Morse is in the band, and for the last 20-something years, 30 years, yeah, they're a jam band, but what they were before that, no fucking way. When it was Ian Gillan and my favorite guitar player of all time next to Iwi, Richie Blackmore, what a fantastic band, innovative, and of course, you know, they had, when David Cloverdale came on and joined the band as a kid on the album Burn, you're like, what the fuck? I mean, you come out with Machine Head, you come out with the album Burn, and then you have a lot of, you know, just different music that they did, because they're not metal.
You could almost name a whole band after one of those albums.
That was excellent, by the way. Machine Head, that's excellent. That's one of the best albums of all time, and it's one of the earliest the preludes to metal right there, and it really was. Or good hard rocking, right?
Greg, I will give you 35 cents if you'll go up there and get my shot for me and bring it to me.
Pay a dollar.
God damn it, dude. 38.
Oh, dude, he did exactly what I didn't think he'd do. I thought he would scoot over there. I was gonna bet myself.
I'm glad he didn't, because he would have destroyed the fucking headphones if he'd done that. His cable was wrapped around the fucking chair. Greg, you like this chair better than the bar chair?
It's much more comfortable.
Well, maybe we'll make Kevin sit up at the bar next time.
All right, there we go. There we go.
So anywho, so 1972 had some really good shit. You know, you had Highway Stars, Smoke on the Water, Space Truckin', and you know the stuff that Deep Purple did with Richie Blackmore is great, and also
Highway Stars
obviously,
a great tune.
Yeah.
Huh?
Highway Stars great.
So it's my dude. I will pull my
just
junk
made Chad
out and
really
beat
happy.
off right here. It's such a great middle section.
We don't need to see that.
I know it. That's
Not
why
again.
I don't.
Not again.
So here you go. I skipped 1973. There wasn't a lot that happened in 73 that I know that I was influenced by. So in 74, dude.
So that means there's openings. There's
There's
openings
openings
all
everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
So 1974, Kiss. Dude, I know David probably threw up in his mouth a little bit, but
Yes,
Kiss.
but it's important to know that this band has influenced Scott Ian, Pantera, pretty much all of the people that we grew up listening to, that we love, the people that we respect. Kiss was their big influence, and so they say don't study the bands that you idolize. Study the bands that they idolized.
Yeah,
If you
because
really,
there comes, that's exactly right, because you get why. I mean, I was a big Kiss fan. Yeah, Strutter. Listen to songs like Strutter, Cold Gin, like I have on here,
Cold
Deuce,
Gin, yeah.
100,000 Years, badass.
Scroll down some. We can't see that.
Oh,
on the
I'm sorry, man. I'll just keep
broadcast
on
there.
going right there. And like I said, I got Deep Purple's Burn. That is a fucking metal song. Dude, Burn off the album Burn is epic. I mean, it's David Coverdale's first album with Deep Purple. And he's a kid, dude, and he's tearing it the fuck up. It's
Is he
great.
like 18? Something like that?
Dude, he was, I think it was younger than 18. I actually think David
16.
Coverdale. Yeah, I think it was 16. I think he was, and I could be wrong, guys. If he's-
That sounds right. I knew he was young.
he was young, dude.
Well,
Go ahead, Dave.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, my thing is that we are getting close to time, so we probably do need to, like, we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna make it through the whole list. What year did you get to?
Oh no, we're all the way to like 79. So I won't go all the way up to there, man, because we still got. We're about to get into metal when it starts hitting around 75 here, and so we're starting to get there, and we're not that far, but I mean, depends on how long we need to go for this shot here, Dave.
I think right now, because I don't want to get too far past Volume 4, because that's an honorary. I mean, or honorable. I don't know. Honorable mention. That's the. And it's bigger than that.
Let's stop at 75. Let's get for these three real quick, because when we get to 76, we start getting into stuff like Priest and all that kind of stuff, right? And the heavier stuff of that we know, like Rainbow.
So you put Ted Nugent on there.
Rainbow's another good one.
Nugent.
I've
Nugent.
always found him boring.
Yeah, very. I'm not a Nugent fan at all. I know a lot of people
I like
are.
Stranglehold. That's about
That's it. But I'm saying we're talking about the song. We're not talking about albums. We're not talking about the band or the person.
Okay.
We're talking about songs. So as long as we stay focused on that, we're gonna work out here.
Stranglehold's the only one I
So
put on the list.
1975 is Ted Nugent from Ted Nugent Stranglehold. That
That's the only
song
one that
right
should
there
He did
is.
Cat Scratch Fever too.
Yeah,
Didn't
he did, but that's
But that
not
shouldn't
that's not
make
even
sense.
hard rock. So I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about that. That's fucking retarded.
Rainbow. What a fantastic
Rainbow's
fucking
a great.
band. Yeah.
Rainbow. Oh my God, I'm gonna rub one out right now.
Oh my God! Please don't.
So Richie Blackmore's Rainbow album, Man on the Silver Mountain, has one of my, if not, he's in my top 5 vocalists of all time, Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
And sweet fucking Christ, with my favorite. I remember my cousin played this for me. He's like, "Hey, little bro," I'm like 6 or 5. I'm like, what the?
You got any UFO on there?
UFO is on here.
Which one do you put?
No, I'm not.
Why are you jumping ahead? Don't jump ahead, Grego.
You put it on the list.
Yeah.
Put it on the list.
UFO's a great band.
So think about Dio, Ronnie James Dio. Poor that guy just got he got picked on a little bit.
Well, he was a dwarf. He was an elf.
I think the correct word is dwarf.
Well, he was actually in the band Elf, so there you go.
Oh, I did not.
That was my link to that.
Okay, I didn't know
He's
that.
a midget. Well,
No,
you better
you can't say
hand
that.
out. You better hand out measuring sticks before you hire another one of them little motherfuckers.
God damn it. See, this is okay. This is how we get in
Fuck
trouble.
you, Little John.
This is how we get in fucking
Big John.
It's Big John.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, he is a human tripod.
That is true. Ozzy Osbourne apparently, I think the rumor is that he hired a dwarf to be part of his entourage to give problems to, just as a way to make fun of Ronnie James Dio when Dio took over for him in Black Sabbath, which I don't know if it's true. I'll look into it. Well, I think that's going to make a good story in the future for one of their future episodes, because Black Sabbath comes up as one of our toasts at the beginning of the show, probably at least 3 or 4 times a fucking year.
Definitely
so,
have to.
Yeah.
Hey, just so you know, on that note, just because you said it's Ozzy making fun of,
Yes, it was Ozzy making
which
fun
is
of him.
really, really great that his fucking future wife is the one that picked Ronnie James Dio to override his dumbass.
Also, it's not like he's really tall himself, so
it's not like, and stage presence. So anywho, the real thing about Ronnie James Dio, which is really badass, is that he, to me, so Volume 4 is my favorite Black Sabbath album with Ozzy Osbourne. My favorite Black Sabbath album of all time is Heaven and Hell.
Ah, there you go.
And it's fucking Ronnie James Dio.
Yes, it certainly is,
the music is phenomenal. The whole album is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I love Heaven and Hell.
And also,
dude.
Dio's an extremely likable person. From
Dude,
my
he's a
understanding,
beautiful
he's a
man.
fucking
He was a beautiful
badass
guy,
person.
dude.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was some little demon devil worship. Like, the fuck, the guy's absolutely the exact opposite
He's
of all
a
that
fucking
shit.
professional is what he is.
And the dude was not that.
He was professional before it was cool to be professional.
Very nice guy. It's a shame. God damn, man. We lost a lot of fucking people that should still be around.
It's so important. You got to say his full name.
Yeah, you do.
You
'Cause
say
you
Ronnie.
can say Dio, and everyone's going to know exactly what you mean.
You
but
say Ronnie James Dio.
as respect. Out of
You don't
respect,
even say Dio.
his
You
own
say
fucking-
Ronnie James happens sometime. And it's just, dude, he's... So, anywho, on that, so I can close this out because I know we need to get off of this. For 1975, the last one that I put down was off of Physical Graffiti, which is
Cashmere.
my favorite Led Zeppelin album of all time, by the way. Is my favorite Zeppelin album, and Cashmere is that song that you go, God. It's creepy, it's haunting.
Well,
It's been something that people have done a million times.
Fast Times at
over.
Richmond High. The move.
Yeah, when you want to make the
go.
move. Make the move.
Oh,
you put
Cashmere.
on,
And
Physical
I don't think
Graffiti
that's.
site, though.
I don't think it's a cover tune, and they've gotten some shit saying, well, the only reason they were so good is because they were taking songs when we were already. I don't think Cashmere's a cover tune. I think that's their original song.
That's their
isn't it?
original song.
Yeah, dude. If
So-
anybody says that Led Zeppelin took cover tunes is on fucking crack.
Yeah, no, they-
now they
well,
might have they took quite a few of the
They're not really
the
covers,
blues,
but yes,
they took the ideas.
They took
and the songs.
They took
yes.
a ton of Delta blues songs.
Well, so did
yeah.
Elvis Presley. Fuck it.
No, back
Van
then,
Halen did too.
just like Delta blues, just like bluegrass, it's very common for bands, especially bands that are comprised of sessions musicians, the way that Led Zeppelin was. These guys know music, and it is very common for them to play other songs of those genres. Now, they're not a bluegrass or a Delta blues band, But that doesn't
you see
change
the
anything.
influence.
That doesn't. Yeah, exactly. That is where the influence was, and so they chose to play those fucking songs.
Dude, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. And I'm just like a eureka.
But those bands don't give a fuck who
but
covers
think
them.
about it. And that's
very
everything.
incestuous.
It's not just the Delta blues and the blues, but think about like this. I know this is off topic from metal and stuff like that, but it's still great music. Think about Jackson Browne, and you have all the stuff with the Eagles and the way how closely related that was, just because they played together all the time. That music is so familiar with one another.
Yeah,
right?
and they have no issue if somebody else plays.
Yeah, Glenn Fry played with, that was his buddy, and so they some lyrics for some of theirs went to some of the.
It's not about the business the way that it is now.
It was fucking about the music.
And I have argued into the wee hours.
That.
I have argued into the wee hours of the morning with people about why it's so important that we leave them the fuck alone about whatever songs they chose to do or not do, because it wasn't about the business. That was not why they were doing the song. They were doing the song because they fucking wanted to do that song.
That's it, and it's true. And it only got to corporate America, then it started getting fucked up.
Lawyers
it was about started doing that.
It wasn't
humanity.
Music.
Yeah, people would not be thinking in these terms if it wasn't for lawyers, making us think that way.
Marketing.
I think.
Or making it harder for us to sit there, and it would be great because we could sit there and go, please fund me, go fund me, so we can play music and you can hear us, right?
It's just the whole marketing of music sometimes, The true art doesn't come out because some asshole is sitting around saying,
you got to make an album in 6 months. You got to have this. You're like, well, my fucking artistic juices aren't flowing right now, right?
If you're listening on the radio, if you're driving in your car, pull over because you're obviously intoxicated if you're listening to us on the radio. But if you're listening to us on the radio, stick around for a couple more hours of true metal radio show nonsense. You can also hear our idiotic commentary during the songs on YouTube and live on Twitch Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Central. Before we kick into a several songs commercial-free heavy metal, let's do a toast.
On KVL, baby.
This is a toast to Black Sabbath for their 49th anniversary of Volume 4.
What a great fucking album.
Nail it, dude. Dude, nail it back. It ain't no candy.
Smile with black juice.
Longer display and fucking lick.
That's fantastic.
No,
I
no
like
better
that.
for me. Only fluids.
My
the
God,
doctor
man.
Only fluids. That's what Dr. Vinny Boombot says, too.
That's what Dr. Morgan said.
That's right.
Captain Dr. Morgan.
Just grab your ankles and let's have a talk.
Does Captain or Doctor come first? That's my question. Oh,
Cap-
in her office, you both come first.
Just make sure you come to the back door. Come to the back door first.
Bring your Santorum and felch it out the back door.
You know what? I'm gonna throw up my Jameson right now.
You had to bring
Sweet
that up
Jesus,
again,
that's
didn't
gonna
you?
be that's a different thing now. It's not felching, that's belching. I'm sorry.
Here's a new one from one of the oldest extreme metal bands around. You guys know Carcass?
Yeah.
Because you brought it up earlier.
Talking about
Correct.
That's why I wanted
Johnny
to know.
Caracas.
That's why I wanted to know what the fuck you were talking about, Carcass. This is a new one from a new album called Torn Arteries. This is The Scythe's Remorseless Swing.
Yeah, apparently Tom Hanks is in the Morbid Angel also.
Really?
Apparently.
That's fucking awesome. I'm wearing a Morbid Angel shirt.
Yeah, sure.
Fucking A.
You wouldn't know that because back in the day, they tried to make sure you couldn't see what the fuck their name was.
You
had
still
to-
kind of can't tell.
I can't tell what the hell. I just know what it is because I know who it
On
is.
one of the blogs, you had me look out for all the news. Every week they do.
Talk to your mic because the people on YouTube can hear you.
The band name, unreadable band name of the week. every single week they got one. It's like a maze. You can't even figure it out.
Morbid Angel is one of the first. Yeah. One of the original
I remember
grandfathers.
in the 90s, it was like the 90s or the 2000s, it's like when metal was kind of dead, right, in America. And it all of a sudden it came out there, it was who could be the fastest, the most fucking disgusting and disturbing, how we can outdo one another. You had like Cannibal Corpse and everything. And
It turned out
everybody
to be one of the most professional, hard-working fucking bands.
But you know the album cover is like everything
Just
looked like
entrails
somebody
being pulled out and
goddamn
fucking
awful. And it was
back to life.
Exactly.
Butchered at birth.
Everything was like, what the fuck is this? That was brilliant.
Well, I think that's kind of why people loved the band Death, Chuck Schuldiner, so much, because he wasn't competing to be more grotesque. He was like focused on humanity and what's what's evil about humans being mean to people and how to overcome that in a sense. There was a sense of normalcy about it compared to the people that were just trying to be grotesque.
There was just one's a shock factor.
Yes, one's a shock factor.
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
Yeah.
He didn't sink to the low, easy hanging fruit, the low hanging fruit of shock. He went for the intellect. And he played intellect the entire time, the philosopher. And,
It was weird. It was weird that I didn't get to death years. We're talking, 20 years after, almost, in some cases, you could almost say that. And what I found that was very strange about death.
Get up closer to your mic so the people on YouTube can hear you.
I'm right in there. I'm going to be putting the fucker in my mouth.
Put your lips up on it. Put him up. Just
I
kiss
just
it.
want to.
Just get.
And so I was like, I was just
We have sunk to a new low.
Yeah. So anywho, I think what was really strange is that if you played in the band Death, that wasn't a very good sign. Only Chuck's the only one that's still kicking, right?
Are you on fucking crack rock? He's the only one that's dead.
Not Chuck. I'm sorry. I said Chuck. No, he's dead. No. The replacement drummer for Gene. That's who I meant.
Dude, they've had like 5 fucking drummers. They've had multiple drummers.
They've all
yeah.
died. Except Gene.
No,
I'm joking. I mean, there's like 2 that have died.
No, Richard Christie's alive, and yes, Richard Christie's.
What's his name? Kicked it 2 years ago.
Well, which one did Linda Hamilton?
Yeah.
No. That's possessed.
Yeah, and
she couldn't kill him yet.
You're fucking with my brain right now because he's one of my favorite drummers of all time, and I can't remember his fucking name because he put me in the spot. God damn it.
It's actually pretty good. I like it. Some way he's trying to sing.
Sean Reinert. Sean did die. Yes, unfortunately, also of cancer. Guy's a phenomenal jazz player. He's played with. He's a next level kind of drummer.
Yeah, it's great.
We'll feature some more Sean Reinert type stuff in the future. We should probably do an episode that kind of focuses around the work that he's done.
I'm disappointed we didn't play Prayer or Slayer today.
We'll play next time.
Just remember, there's a
1 minute.
Oh, wait, one more second?
Yes, dumbass, we have 2 more hours.
Oh, I gotta lay off the pipe.
Jesus Christ, it's always one of you motherfuckers. Always one of you. Can't get through a whole show without that happening. Here we go.
Oh, we
sorry.
counted
30 seconds.
30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds. All right, here we go. Okay, if it lands on red. God damn,
Probably
Greg.
purple meat.
That's you.
Purple Rain?
That's you, buddy.